Welcome to Money Patterns Decoded. Money is never just about money. It is a pattern. Today we expose one of those hidden patterns, see exactly how it controls your finances, and discover the precise shift that can set you free. Let's begin. Picture this. You quote a price and watch the other person's face closely, as if their expression will validate your right to that number. You feel a tiny drop in your chest when they blink slowly, a small relief when they nod. Over time, your price becomes a reflection, not of your work, but of their comfort. That habit costs you more than money. It costs momentum, authority, and the ability to fund your next growth move. I call this the mirror price pattern. Today we'll name it, decode its inner mechanics, and I will teach you a 2-minute mirror pricing calibration you can use every morning to raise your baseline worth. Small ritual, big realignment. First, the psychological mechanism. Most people who undercharge are carrying an approval ledger. From childhood, we learn to balance affection against compliance, a laugh for a sacrifice, attention for obedience. In business, that ledger shows up as a quiet tally. How much I have to give to keep the relationship pleasant. So when you price, you subtract the imagined cost to the other person before you even speak. You lower the number because you fear withdrawal, rejection, or a shaded look across a dinner table. It shows up as phrases you know, I'll give you a discount, I don't want to seem pushy, or let's just start small. These are defensive habits, not pricing strategy. Concrete example. A healer who bills half what peers charge because her family taught humility as virtue. A consultant who starts with low rates because he remembers a parent's warning, don't make people uncomfortable. Approval addiction rewires your threshold for acceptable exchange, and the market only reflects what you signal. You set the baseline, and the market answers. Now the esoteric mechanism. And this is where most conversations stop, but the work deepens. There's a mirror archetype at play. The psyche expects its value to be validated externally, so the geometry of exchange becomes inverted. Sacred geometry imagines a precise ratio between giving and receiving. When that ratio breaks, the energetic field around your offerings collapses into either scarcity or overgiving. Numerology can encode this too. Recurring family numbers that align with smallness, repeated patterns of one less, or keep it modest across generations. It's not magical superstition, it's pattern inheritance. Your family counts, your ancestors left a decimal in your ledger, and you inherited a fidelity setting that keeps your price out of harmony with your true resonance. Imagine your price as a mirror and then flip that image. What if your price were not the reflection of someone else's comfort, but the tuning setting of an instrument? A tuning fork doesn't ask the audience if the note is acceptable. It rings at its natural frequency and either resonates with the room or it doesn't. Your baseline price should be that tuning fork, a fidelity setting that matches your skills, your time, and your energetic worth. Close your eyes for a moment, if you can. Picture a simple fork of brass in your hand, cool and steady. Strike it gently. Hear the pure note. Hold your attention on that note and feel your spine align with it. When you make an offer, you're sending out that note. Will the room resonate? Some will, some won't. But you are no longer changing the pitch to avoid a frown. You're presenting your true frequency. Here's the practical 2-minute mirror pricing calibration you can do each morning. It's short, repeatable, and it retrains the nervous system. Step 1. Breathe. 2 full deep breaths to center. Step 2. Choose one anchor price, a single number that represents your minimum credible fee for a consistent, high-quality offering. Say it aloud. Speak it with ownership. My baseline for X is $1.200. Use currency that fits your market. Step 3. Place a mark in your ledger. A single line under today's date with that number, and the word resonant. Step 4. Set a tiny test action for the day. Send one quote at that anchor price, or post an offering that lists it clearly. Step 5. Close with an acceptance phrase. I offer this at my true frequency, and the right clients will resonate. Say that once, firmly. Altogether, this is 2 minutes. Why this works. You are retraining reflex, not forcing a conversion. The spoken number signals authority to your body. The ledger marks it for your memory. The tiny test action creates feedback that rewires the approval reflex. Important safety note. Don't leap to extreme prices overnight. Treat this like tuning. Make measured, testable adjustments, gather data and iterate. If shame or panic shows up, breathe. Note the sensation and return to the fork. Strike it, reconnect, and repeat the ritual. Compassion and consistency beat spikes and theatrics every time. Quick recap. Name the mirror price pattern when you feel your offer bend toward other people's comfort. Understand the twin mechanisms. Approval addiction and mirror archetype inversion. Do the 2-minute mirror pricing calibration each morning for 3 days straight. Send one quote at your anchor price and mark your ledger. Tiny ritual, measurable outcome. Your accountability challenge. For the next 3 days, practice the calibration and either post or send one offer at your baseline price. Report progress to yourself, honestly. Observe what shifts in your body in your inbox. If you want the full architecture, scripted templates, guided numerology worksheets, and sustained rituals to rework family pricing geometry, explore my complete library at Desmarques.com. There's a whole section on calibrations, ledger systems, and gentle escalation planning that prevents aggressive overshooting. One shift changes your financial destiny. Money is a pattern. Awareness is the key. That is the money pattern. That is the mechanism. And that is your shift today. If you're ready to decode the full architecture of your financial life, explore my complete library at Desmarques.com.